Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I just left my house, and man, going down the road, I don't know what kind of driver that was. It was in a van. I don't know. I haven't seen those colors before to remember or to know what it would be. But my goodness, right on my tail. Stopped the light. I thought they were going to hit me. They're going so fast too in a neighborhood with kids. We have kids in our neighborhood. Actually, there are kids in our neighborhood. You know, it's not 90. Man, this is, being a driver on top of this, knowing that this kind of stuff, I have never, since I lived here over 20 years, there's never been a time that I haven't seen things like that. You know, like I go out, there will be people who are going to tailgate. Anyway, I looked in the my rearview mirror to see if the person in the van, it was like one of those delivery trucks, vans. And I looked to see if that person, it was a woman, and she was just like looking all over the place, inside her, at her console, her this, her that. She was just, I think the woman was high on something. Or maybe she had too much of those energy drinks, something. My goodness. The neighborhood where there are lots of kids too. Part of it doesn't, but there's a big part right where she was coming from. Kids. Man, people are so screwed up these days. Not everybody. Too many though. So screwed up. Thinking that they own the road, they have to, like right now there's somebody real close behind me. There's no reason for it. They're not, at least not tailgating. But there's no reason for it. Do you really got to get to put people's lives in danger for just to get there a few seconds earlier? Really? I don't think too many people, the people who do stuff like this, not everybody does it. The people who do, they don't have a soul. I really feel like many of these people, they don't. Like I said before, I've seen the people tailgating, and I look in my rearview mirror when they got so close, especially when we stopped at a light. Mainly when we stopped at a light. And I look up at them and I'm like, they look like zombies. Of course they're not. We don't want to dehumanize people. But they look like zombies. They look like they're not even there. Really. Like I used to say, these are people who are off texting somebody in their minds, They're not there when they're there. It's just like La La Land or something. It's just that they're not cognizant of what's going on. Like the ones that you stop at a turning lane, and you're gonna go left in the United States, and you're in the turning lane. And there's somebody in front of you who has like 2 or 3 empty spots, in front of them where cars could be, waiting in line to turn because they're texting. And then when the light goes, the person in front of them goes, they're still sitting there texting. Are people who do this, are they aware that there are other people around you who need to get to where they need to go? And not be, you could be held up by other people who are so into their cell phones, really. And I'm not saying any age group. No, these things that I talk about, these could be any age group, anybody who understands or has a cell phone. Who doesn't? I wonder how many people don't have a cell phone. Really? I wonder if there's some research on that. Seriously. But this obsession, man, and I see it. I'm not diagnosing anybody. But I see that it can become quite an obsession when you don't see somebody's face ever because all you see is a cell phone in the middle of some head. Blocks out really most of the face because their hands are got to be on the side of it. Hey, I was one of the first ones, back in the 80s, not first ones, but we were pioneer people back in the 80s with our new computers and everything. 1992. And the 1990s was really when it all kind of went boom. And people kept saying, called us like it was a dirty 4-letter word, geek. We're all geeks. Geeks is a 5-letter word, but you get the picture. If you're a geek, there was something wrong with you. Computers will never last. Nobody will ever use those. Well, let's see. Anyway, but I think that was it any good? Was it good for us humans? Was it good for humans? Look at where it is. Look where it is now. I mean, yeah, technology and like medicine and whatever all else. That's great. It made great changes. But for people, for human to human, you used to say contact, but is there any contact other than through a device? It's called a cell phone or a computer. Not enough sun here. Okay, I said not enough sun here when I meant not enough shade here to cover the sun. I'm going to go ahead and I'm in Murphy. Going to go to Murphy, Texas. I don't know if this is where Murphy begins or not, but I don't think so. This is probably still Plano. They all kind of blend together in different places. Anyway, I'm in Texas. I'm going to go try to do some food delivery. I did it for the health insurance. I live in Texas. I got pretty much in that there. Yep, it's not for the money. Not for me. It's for the, okay, I hope you were here first. That'd be nice. But it's not about having the money, it's about proving to the government that I'm an earn amount. So now, it's kind of difficult to do with the reason I need the health insurance all around. Oh, man. If things only made sense, that would represent me. I'm an independent, by the way. I need it to make sense. This does not make sense. It really doesn't make sense. I mean, it does in some ways, but it all depends on how you look at it. But anyway, where is this stuff coming from? My car has some kind of something on it. Don't know where that is. But anyway, I thought I'd go out today and try to, what in the world is this stuff? Oh, it's something melted. Something melted on the, whatever that thing is. I don't know what you would even call that. All the little buttons are that you push on the console area for whatever. There's so many different things these cars, these SUVs, these whatever do. These automobiles. I said that one time before. That's what I always called them when I was young. That's what we called them, automobiles. And I said automobile, and somebody said, "Oh, that's so precious. Can you say it again?" I'm like, "You crazy woman." What the? Vehicles. Just does not sound good. Automobiles sound so much better. Really. Okay, but anyway, overall, to get to some part of this, I don't know. This is more of my drive vlog kind of thing. What is going on down there? I'm being so curious today. Or things are so curious today. But I'm going to try to do some work. I'm really tired. I have been of this doing these food deliveries because there's always some reason why it's too saturated. Is the reason, but there's always some reason that it's too saturated both ways. Like people who are, out for summer, out of school, whatever, have the summer off, and 18. These aren't our jobs. They're up for everybody, up for grabs for anybody who's legally can and contractually can are allowed to work. So I'm going to stress that every time. It's not your job. But still, for a person trying to do it, okay, you almost hit one another back there. You need to stop. Thinking you own the road. They don't do this person and that other one that thinks they own the road. Almost hit that truck. Really. Idiots. This road is 35 miles per hour and they have to go faster. They gotta go about 50, 60. Yeah. And that pleases them if they can go 50, 60 miles per hour. Yeah. So you get a big old thing from me. It's usual. Big old. Yeah, where'd that come from? But this is normal. It's normal. So anyway, what was I talking about? I'm looking behind me. I'm kind of distracted because I'm going 37. This is 35. And look at all the people passing me. And I'm doing air quotes, slow lane. There's no such thing as a slow lane. Unless you live somewhere where there's actually wrote that slow lane into law. Yeah, I don't think so. And by the way, last night I had reason to look this up. Yesterday. It's the thing about when you go into a neighborhood, when you're parking anywhere, here, at least what I read, and I don't think it was wrong, and it looked like it was, it was by the people it needed to be by. And where do you park? If you're on a road like this and you have to park, and say there's all houses and maybe you can legally park there. This one you can't, as far as I know. But in a neighborhood, you have to park on the right side. Okay, the way you're going to have to look it up yourself wherever you are. I'm not going to be able to quote the whole way that they stated it, but it's basically your right side, your passenger side of your vehicle has to be up against that curb. Okay? And within, I think, 18 inches up against it. And so what would that be? I mean, can you put your right-hand side, flip your SUV over and to put it in the other side? You see what I'm saying? But why? One of the reasons why, something Adam and I were talking about the other day, and I told him, I said, what really bothers me, about the way too many people drive and park is that they're so willing, seemingly so willing to just break the law. I mean, when it comes down to it, the rules, the laws, whatever is the case, but say this is the law. From what I understand, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in any way, shape, form, or fashion one who is a voice of authority on this stuff, but still, law is law. We had to learn how to drive. We had to learn what's the right thing. But they might not be called laws. What are they called? Maybe it is. See? I'm telling you, don't listen to me. Look it up yourself. Find out for yourself wherever you live. But there's, to get down to it, there's just so many people who are just so willing to say, I don't have to mind them. I don't have to. Do you know what that is? Have you ever really thought about that? And no, it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. I mean, if everybody on the planet said, hey, I don't have to, these, that sign right over there says 45 speed limit, I don't have to mind that. I know people like that. That's just a suggestion. They say that. They actually have said that. But these are just suggestions. Nope. Wrong. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Social behavioral scientist, taught at college and university. Genius IQ. It's just, I used to not say that because when I was growing up, anytime, and it was taught this way, seriously. Those females, girls back then when I was growing up, any female was taught that was, there was actual studies done on it well past when I was a kid, about how we women were taught, we females, were taught to downplay your accomplishments, never talk about your accomplishments, like if you're degreed. But, if that's thought of as bragging. But males, well, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to talk about, why they're the ones that should get this job or that job or the other, or to talk to other people. Maybe somebody would help them. This kind of stuff. I stopped doing that. I was on social media, like I said, first time. Got my computer since it was 1982, and I wouldn't talk about things. And it wasn't until recent years that I started talking about that I am degreed. I have letters behind my name. Okay? Not just one or two. Yeah. I was a career student over 20 years. But I don't go into detail still. Not enough. Mm-mm. But it's a slow thing. Anyway, I just thought there was a little insert into here. Now I want to see what this is. And yeah, Adam reminds me, why are you doing this job? Adam just doesn't get it. That's all I can do right now. He's a bit of a snob. Just what FYI. Anyway, what was I talking about? I'm gonna check this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up and start another one that states what weird things happened today. And that involves, first it was some weird email, 2 of them. And I don't know if that's a scam with Uber Eats. But not Uber Eats scam, but somebody trying to hack my account, or is this other people getting it too? And also, what just happened? It's happened twice. It happened sometimes in the past before, but that was after I would accept them. But I think once or twice it happened before I could accept them. It kind of makes sense. All of a sudden, these food delivery offers come up on my screen, and I go to see where they're located, and they're gone. Poof. And I've been doing this for a year now this month, and it's never been like that, except like I was just saying, just weird all of a sudden. But I worry it's those fleet people. That's how I would see it. It's the fleet people and bots. Because like I said, I had them. What used to happen at first was once I accepted them, they were gone. And I would call Uber Eats. It was usually Uber Eats, or no, it wasn't always Uber Eats. Anyway, I would call whomever it was and say, hey, what happened to my order? I'm driving there, and it's gone. And they said, well, you canceled it. It was 2 of them, 2 different apps. No, I never canceled it. I'm right here, there, trying to about to pick it up. Yeah. So that's why I think it would be a bot. I read something on one of their websites, one of their whatevers, and it said something about bots. I think it was a new contract. Or was it? Who sent out a new contract recently? One of them did. Okie dokie, here comes the... Yep, it's probably one of the fleet people. You saw on the side, it's a 4-door sedan, gray. A 4-door, isn't a sedan, right? A car. But gray, missing a hubcap. Look, it's been in an accident. I don't think it was the make, though. And they always come and sit next to me. You have a whole place here. Nothing, well, there is something personalized in that one, so maybe not. But usually they're the same make as I've started seeing, but Adam has seen them too. And when he's out and about, he knows for certain that it's them. Now, he wasn't convinced, he wasn't believing me at first. I don't think he was believing me, seriously. And then he was outside while I was inside picking up an order one day. He said, and that person drove up right next to me, and you know what he did? He believes me now.